Today we are celebrating Gina's life, existence, being, and continue. She was the love of my life from the minute I met her. We always had a great time, traveled all over the world, always going out, progressing, building businesses, and never ever had any issues with each other. We always had a great time. She was an amazing human being. As everybody knows, I know a lot of people, but I've met so many people, but Gina was the one that I always admired and I followed. I wanted to be like her. She was always sweet, kind, and so generous to everyone across the board. There was a time when we started a business that we were struggling, and she would still come home and she would give like free services, or she would charge client for $10. And honey, that's very sweet, but we need to also survive. But that's just who she was. I'm never gonna forget every single minute, every day. She's with me in my heart, in my eyes, and I love her forever and ever and ever. She's the most beautiful person I ever met in my life. I love you, sweetheart.
Hi, Tabrizy family. Recording this for you guys, in awe, absolute awe of the woman that Gina was to this whole community, but most importantly, to me on a personal level. I met Gina for the first time. I saw her giving a lecture at the Chuck Jones Center for Creativity back in, it was probably 2018, 2017, 2018, something like that. And I remember the passion that she had. It spoke volumes. It spoke to me to the point where I was still new to marketing, and I was really anxious to walk up to her and talk to her because to me she looked like a superstar. And she held my hand, and the warmth that I felt was palpable. And I knew that I would do whatever it took to become one of her mentees, for lack of a better word. And what came from that is so much more than mentorship. She stood by me while I cried. She held my hand while I cried. She taught me how to stand on my own in some really uncomfortable professional situations. She handled teaching me with grace, compassion, and patience. She taught me that I have a voice and that I deserve to stand up for what I believe is right. It is because of Gina that I have been able to thrive in a professional sense, but also have been able to show up and be a friend. And she gave me that friendship. She gave me no holds barred access to Gina Tabrizy, and I have learned so much about myself and about how I want to be treated, about how I should treat other people in the process. And while she is not here in the physical form, I feel her spirit. I have felt her. For a very long time, I felt her spirit the first time I saw her speak. And I have felt her spirit every time I have been near her, away from her, distant or close. She's always there. And I am sending you guys so much love and compassion. And just know that I am hurting with you. The world is going to miss a bright light, but I'm grateful I had the opportunity to shine in it with her. Sending you guys lots of love.
There are so many endless memories that come to mind when I think of my fierce aunt who led life with such conviction and strength, and could probably talk for a few hours about growing up together as cousins and many family memories. But I think I just remember the music, the laughter, the dancing, and that is something that I will cherish for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I agree. Two things come to mind, and Talia will know when I share this memory. It always makes me laugh. One day when we were little girls, Tia Gina took us to Legoland, and we got to go to a recording studio together, and we were just two little girls, and we got to sing Hilary Duff, and she recorded our music, and that's how fun she was. She was just so fun and full of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember it started pouring rain, so she's like, okay, we can't be at Legoland in the rain, we should go to the beach, which was didn't make sense, but it was so fun. And I remember driving in the back of her Jeep, blasting music, and then we went to the beach, and we were dancing on the beach, and it was pouring rain. And then she's like, okay, I guess it's raining, so you guys need some new clothes. So she took us to this place called Oshkosh, and for the rest of our life, it was a joke. We used to call it Oshkosh Babosh.
Yeah.
All you'll remember what I'm talking about. And when I heard that news, that was one of the first things that I thought of, because as an adult woman, I cherish that memory as an amazing childhood memory. And then I think me and my sister, we also remember a lot of Christmases at the Tabrizys. We're Tabrizys too.
Dancing, the fun, the life. She always brought
Santa,
the life to the room.
Santa.
Yep.
I think her cousin or her brother always dressed up as Santa and surprised us kids. And she was kind of the queen of Christmas. That was her thing.
Yes.
For sure.
So those were some of my favorite memories with her that I wanted to share.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
I
think there's-
trying to think of a specific one, but yeah, okay. So my memories of her are always when we went to their house, and from the birthday parties, the way she would throw the kids' birthday parties, especially even Talia's. I have a memory of their backyard birthday party, and how it was always like in a fun way, no rules. Like if you want to go in the pool, you can go in the pool. If you want to have like
free,
we were free there. It was our aunt's house, so we could do what we wanted. It was special. It was fun. She made things extra in a good way, in the best way, and always brought the light to the room for sure.
I just wanted to say that Gina was one of those people that was formative, if not the one, that was formative in how I wanted to be a clinical supervisor. She was my clinical supervisor in 2004 or 5 at Patmore, and every time I'm doing supervision with one of my interns, I think about the wonderful tools and kindness and just embracing of the individual that she was to me, and I give that to others because that's what she showed me. So it was without hesitation that I was going to come here today, and as much as I don't like talking on a camera, it needed to happen because she's formative and made me who I am.
I'm Tara, this is Pandora. We worked with Gina Tabrizy at Sierra by the Sea, and she was a force of nature, such a light in everybody's life. She touched my life. She reminded me of my worth. Always called me sweetheart. When Sierra by the Sea closed down, she was like, well, where do you want to work? Just pick a place. I know everybody.
Yeah.
That's just the kind of heart she had. I wasn't going to miss today for nothing. I don't know. I can't believe this is real. I thought I had more time with her.
Yeah. Gina, I was at Sierra by the Sea, and I was trying to get my hours for my license for school, and they told me, you're going to have to talk to Gina Tabrizy. She's going to be your supervisor. And I was like, oh, Tabrizy, that sounds Persian. So I was like, oh, maybe she's Persian. And then I met her, and her husband, she's married to a Persian guy, and we clicked. And she, just like what Tara said, she had a way of seeing you. She made you feel like you were heard.
Yes.
And I wish I had more time with her, but watching her and how she would speak in her groups, she's everything I want to be and more. And
Yes.
yes. Right?
And Before Sierra by the Sea, I worked at Sunrise, which was sister programs. And before I got to meet her, I already knew her because she was commenting on all my emails, like, you have such a knack for emails. And she was just complimenting you on the littlest things just to make that light ignite in yourself. And that's just the type of person she was.
Yeah.
So when I went to Sierra by the Sea and I got to meet her, I already knew who she was because she was already just like motivating me, encouraging me on my work. And she was just amazing.
Yeah.
And she was known in the treatment world. It's so funny because one of the last posts I comment on, one of the last posts she posts, one of my friends from Palm Springs that I'm really close with, a sister in sobriety, had commented on her, and I was like, wow, what a small world. I was like, two of my best gals know each other, and she liked my comment, and that was like the last interaction I had with her. But she was an amazing person and beautiful, and she just radiated.
Yeah.
Everyone talks great things about her.
That red hair, her beautiful hair. But besides that, you know, I feel like she was the catalyst to my career, and I know a lot of people said the same thing. But without her, I don't know if I would be where I'm at today. And she really pushed me. She actually referred me to the place I work at now, and I love it there. And it was I'm working at Safe and Sound Treatment, which is another a place that Gina would go to and do her groups, and that was something she was very proud of, was Safe and Sound as well. And I've been there ever since Sierra by the Sea shut down. Gina Tabrizy, she referred me to the place I work at now, and I'm thriving, and I owe it all to her. If she, you know, she saw something in me that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, she gave me my upgrade. That's all I have to say. She gave me my upgrade. And so I know for a fact that I'm going to miss her, and but her legacy lives on through me and through everyone that loves her, right?
We won't let her memory die. And it was just like, she was one of those people that, like, if you had her a part of your circle and a part of your tribe, you knew that you were taken care of no matter what it was. Like, you didn't need really to be taken care of by her, but just having her in your life made it that much more meaningful.
Yeah. And I strongly believe that she's with us still, and she transformed into Olivar's guardian angel, and she's out there protecting everyone, making sure everyone's good now, because that's just the type of person that Gina was. And is. Her soul lives on forever through us, through our hearts, through our, you know, our everything that we go through. Yeah. She's gonna be a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we love you, Gina.
We love you, Gina.
Gina June, you have had this incredible gift that's been given to you, and you have shared it with everyone here on earth. In fact, you've been an angel here on earth all along, and you've helped so many. And I am so proud of the amazing person that you are. And in the last few months, your angel wings have failed you, but you are once again an angel now. And I believe you're sharing your beautiful gift in heaven with your wings healed again forever. Love you very much, you and Fatty June, and my condolences to Talia and to Cesar. Thanks.
Gina John, it's so painful to see you going through that. You went through so much pain and suffering. We also felt your pain. I've known you for many years as a colleague in the hospital, as a friend, as a sister-in-law, as a loved one. Thank you for always being there for me through the rough time that we were side by side. We have gone through a lot up and down, which is part of the curriculum of life. But what's amazing, you're so strong that you have been able to work through it all. You have the most amazing husband by your side who has loved you so much and still do anything for you. With beautiful children, with love, with external family, and many friends, you spread love around and you receive that love. Everything passes by, and you will come out of this in a stronger way. And I feel like when you come back and return, I feel you will be helping humanity even more than before. We love you. We hope you have peace and serenity. We feel sad for any pain that we may have caused you. Past, please forgive the past. Forgive us, and know that we are here for you, your spirit and family. Persian poet Rumi says, "Goodbye are only for those who love with their eyes. Because of those who love with their heart and soul, there is no such a thing as separation." I love you, and I wish you a peaceful serenity. Amen.
Gina June, ball of energy. I never forget, even during her last couple hospital admissions, she couldn't stay in bed. She was always out walking around the nurse station and doing like long lounges and doing exercise inside the room. And you know, in and out of hospital, she was always full of energy, just full of energy. And I believe this ball of energy will always roll, and for long, long, long time, she'll be missed. We love you, Gina. Love you dearly.
Gina is my warrior. Beyond being incredibly compassionate and intelligent and caring and animated and fun, she was a healer, and she touched many people, and I just really want her kids to know that she made a huge difference in people's lives. She'll be forgotten, not forgotten. She'll be remembered forever and missed terribly, and I hope that I have opportunities to spend more time with her children, and that's it.
Yeah, my name's Jeff Evans. From a number of God shots, I shot out here and for treatment, and quickly dove into recovery, and started working in the behavioral health industry, and I started attending network events, and that was when I met for the first time the Gina Tabrizy. She was like this I don't even know, my fragile insecurities and things, just kind of almost put her on a pedestal immediately, because that's just the type of person she was. You just knew that she was important without even saying a word to her, and then upon, little by little, we would start conversating, and it was there where I was like, wait a second, she cares about people a lot. She has the biggest heart in the world, and such a unique personality. And these are the things where I just thought that she was untouchable and just, top of the moon, and Gina's got it going on, and everyone knew that Gina had it going on, because Gina did have it going on, but really, she was a human that held space for other humans. And it sounds easy to do, but Gina, oh my goodness, she was amazing at it, and just so crazy. And we would see each other at networking events all the time, and we would always line up, and I would always give her a hug, and we would talk. And at the time, she had a radio show, and a couple of years ago, she asked me to go on it. I said, sure, whatever, we went back and forth and all that. And then finally, we were leaving a network event. I remember it was a Monday out in Riverside, I want to say. And we're saying goodbye to everyone, and Gina looks at me and she's like, oh yeah, and by the way, this guy hasn't gone on my show. And I was like, I will go on anytime you tell me and I'll be there. She's like, perfect, how about tomorrow? We do it on Tuesdays. And I was like, shoot, okay, all right, tomorrow it is, you know? So we show up there, and it was there. This was about 73 weeks ago, and I know that because I went back and I looked at our video, of our radio interview. In the first 10 minutes, she was talking about her battle with cancer, and how time was finite, and how there was this tumor that was discovered prior, and she's kind of on this journey, and she's still a clinician, she's still working, she's showing up to a radio show at 8 p.m. with some kid that she, you know what I mean? And that was the type of person that she was, right? Where she was totally capable of taking care of herself, but cared so deeply for others, no matter how well she knew them. Or if she didn't know them at all, selflessly, she would do this radio show and give people platforms and hope that it would strike a chord in one listener, And that's all it took to have Gina keep going, She made a difference in thousands of people's lives. Clinician for over 30 years, and selfishly, I didn't know really how bad it was. I followed her journey on social media over the last 6 months or so, and it was always, she had such a positive attitude still, somehow, like, bam, I'm feeling better, all this bad stuff's happening, and then, they give me this medicine and I'm okay, and I think that it's just, this one in particular really just came out of left field, and unfortunately, especially in the substance abuse field, people pass away all the time, co-workers, other people in the field, right? This one cut deep, this one was not some random overdose. This was one of the most genuine, caring, understanding, amazing people, and it really hurts that she's not here, but looking at the turnout today, and this is not even a 10th of the amount of people that absolutely adore Gina, right? I'm just, flushed with gratitude, so just incredibly grateful, and I'll be praying for the family, once again, my name's Jeff Evans, my cell phone number is 646-761-9659. If anyone ever feels like reaching out, please do, because Gina had such a big impact on me and so many on others that I don't think she ever fully kind of conceptualized. So just grateful to have known her and crossed paths with her, and for her to be on this planet and serve her purpose. So yeah, thank you so much.
Let's see, what do I remember about Gina? I've been friends with her for a very long time. I rented office space here at Harmony Hills, and we're both therapists, so we met at conferences and stuff like that. And we were friends, but I became more of a friend to her when she started publishing her, journey with cancer in social media, and I was just amazed by what she was saying and what she was doing, and so I became friends with her. I responded to her. We never exchanged phone numbers. I didn't know her, that way, but I was trying to help her because she was trying to let people know that that to live life to the most, and that was really inspiring for me. She was like, look, life is what you make of it. And she wanted to make a difference. And she wanted to, this was her last, journey that she did, was wanting to inspire people who were going through the cancer treatment. And she wanted them not to be afraid and to live life to the best. And I loved her last thing that she shared. She was in her hospital bed, but looked amazing, had the best attitude. And I think she did leave, a lot of people, gave them a lot of hope. And I think that's important. What I remember about Gina is one day I was here, we were having like a little open house or something. And here she was, prim and proper, dressed in her, outfits. And she and Farid had a little talk, and he put down a cement block, and she took her shoes off and broke that cement block with her foot. So, so I always remember that about her. So and I know that what she did for people will live forever. And she really was an angel among us. And that's what I remember about her. Okay, that's about it. Oh, in case people don't know me, I'm Nadine.
Gina, I love you. And I love Farid. I'm really glad that I called Farid 2 weeks ago. And because I was looking at your posts, and you always put a positive spin no matter what you're going through. And what you've gone through over the last 5+ years with cancer and so forth, but you always used it to put a positive message to help other people, give them hope. And your podcasts and so forth, helping me with Balboa Horizons 20+ years ago when we started our business and doing some groups and helping individuals. You've just always been a shining star and a bright light, and no politics or none of that gossip. You've just been one of the few people of total integrity. And what you've done, the ricochet effect of people that have come in contact with you, you've changed the lives of thousands, individuals and their families. So, and the people they meet in their lives, that they take what you gave them and they use that to help strangers across their path. So I love you, and I'm glad when I called Farid, and I said, she puts a positive spin, but how is she? Can I go see her? And he said, yeah, she's at the hospital down here, room 219, I think it was. And I was leaving to Dallas in the morning, and I thought, my wife got home, and I said, Fawn, do you mind if I just go, I'm gonna go see a friend, I wanna go see Gina. Like right now. I just got off the phone, and she said, go. And I went, and I sat with you, and it was just you and I held your hand, and I could tell that you were ready, and I prayed with you. It's one of the best prayers I've ever done in my life. And when I got back from Dallas, you were gone. You had gone to the Lord, and I just prayed that all the angels and the Spirit of Christ just put their arms around you and welcome you home. So hold the door open for me. Hopefully I'm here a little bit longer, but I can't wait to see you again. Love you. Thank you.
I just want to tell everybody how amazing Gina was, and we all know that. Gina, you just made such a difference in everyone's life, and especially us women. You touched us in a way that I can't even explain. You gave us confidence, you gave us drive, you showed us how a woman should lead in this community, and you will never, ever, ever be forgotten. I have your books on my shelf, and when I close my eyes and I think of you, I just see that bright smile and your beautiful blue eyes, and always just your words of wisdom will always, always, always play a tape in my mind. And I know you're with the angels and you're at peace now. And you just went through this with such grace and dignity. And I'm just so glad to have known you and to say that you have been a friend of mine. And we will all take care of Fareed. And I know how much he loves you and how much you'll be missed. But I know you'll be watching over us forever and ever. So thank you for all you do, and I love you so much.
Gina was always kind to me. When I opened my treatment center, she was there. She didn't ask for anything. She just put her arms around me and said, "You're going to be okay." And she was just always a kind person. Never, ever, ever didn't have a smile on her face all the way to the end. And I would just want to send my condolences to the family and let you know that we're praying for you. And Jesus has her, and she's okay. She's okay. She's looking down on us, and she'll continue to look down on us, and she'll continue to protect us and the people that she loved. And what we can do for you, Gina, is just continue to do your work and just help as many people reach that peace and love and sobriety and recovery that you always wanted for everybody. And in your name, we'll just continue to do that. So I just want to say I was blessed to know you. I still have you in my heart. I'm wearing purple today in honor of you, and I love you, and Godspeed.
I'm going to be reading a statement I wrote last night, just be easier for me to get the words out today. I was an intern with Gina for 4 years. For me, the best word that defines Gina's character and heart is care. This was so clearly revealed to me as her intern of several years, through the gentle way that she corrected, leaving space for me to fill with my own understanding so that I could grow. She always amazed me with the care for her interns shown through hours and hours of extra supervision time, far beyond that which is required by the state. She shared all of her wisdom and skill with an open heart. She taught me to care for my patients through fearlessly confronting their issues with bold intuition. And I remember being so surprised at how successful that is. Patients often tell me how powerful that is and that no one has ever gone with them there before. So she continues to heal others through her legacy of love and care. Finally, though she didn't have to be, she was a supervisor who was also a friend. I remember the hours we spent every Friday in Harmony Heals supervision, learning but also laughing. What I will always most remember are her frequent caring smiles. I love you, Gina, and I will miss you.
Hi, we're Chip and Kim McAllister, and Gina is my and Kim's little sister. And Gina, I know you're looking at this too, because the last thing you had us do was pray for you on Monday. And I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you so much, but I know you're always here. But the one thing I want to say is, though we traveled around the world together, we went to Cabo San Lucas,
Casa Robles.
We love to travel together. The thing that, I'm doing all the talking, but the thing I want to say is every morning at the gym, when you would come in late, everybody knows, and you always came in late, Gina. You were never on time. Every time I would see you, I would go, Gina, Gina. I love you so much, Gina. Kim,
to know you is to love you, Gina. Anybody that knows you, Gina, just loved you. You love so hard. You love people. And I'm going to tell you one thing. The blessing that you have been to us and to all these people here is nobody can even put it in words. I mean, you are the epitome of why God, hey, you're chosen.
Amen.
You were chosen.
Amen.
So continue to bless everybody. And I know that you are. And we love you so much.
One last time. Gina, Gina.
Gina, this is your brother Marlon. You are so loved. I know we were trying to do this before you left. And I just want you to know how important your life has been to me. You are truly a nurturer of nurturers, and thank you for bringing me in as your brother when I lost my sister. And You've been a great sister to me, looking out for me, working together. Every connection, it has had meaning. And I just want you to know that, again, before you left here, we got to have some really good words. And we'll be looking after Fareed and the kids. They were blessed to have you every single day. Thank you for sharing your love. Thank you for being a caretaker for all of us. And so my heart goes out to you right now. I just want you to know how important it was for me to find a safe space. Thank you for sharing your gift of EIT with me. Thank you for entrusting it to me as well. I want to continue to make you proud. Again, my sister was gone, and I felt like I lost another sister. So, but we had those conversations. Now that you've gone into eternity, I'm going to add your purpose to mine. And I just want to thank you for creating a safe space of love for me and all the laughs and fun times we had. So thank you. I love you. I'm going to miss you, obviously, but I know you can rest now. And it's okay that you had to go. I think we all understood. And you've gifted and blessed so many people. So you're going to hear it all throughout the day today, and this will live on in eternity just like you. God bless you. Love you, sister.
Hi, Gina. I haven't seen you in a while. I think our kids were pretty young. They were at Valencia and then La Paz, and then I didn't see you much through high school. I remember taking your kickboxing class. You were a badass. You were just a force to be reckoned with, and little did I know all of the other beautiful things that you did in life to help everyone. I was talking to Shireen earlier, and I said, do you think that all of the pain that she took from others like manifested into something? Like she gave so much of herself. And I mean, she was one of the most selfless, beautiful people. And if there were only more of those people, I think she's the people that feed our soul and help those that need it. But I think the last time that I saw you was maybe 3 years ago. I was either at the end of my marriage or my marriage had just ended, and we were at the concert in the park at Nellie Gale, and you were sitting on the blanket with your love, and you look like newlyweds, like lovebirds, and you were holding hands and kissing affectionately, and I stared at you for an insurmountable amount of time, and I was wondering how you had been married so long and you still shared this beautiful love. And I knew that that was the kind of love that I wanted. And I know now that that's the kind of love that you gave to everyone, not just your husband and your children. And I hope that someday I find something like the love that you have. And I just want to tell you how much I admire your strength and your beauty and your passion and your selflessness. And the world was definitely a better place with you.
Just wanted to say how much we really have loved Gina over the years, love her sense of humor, our trips that we've taken together, girls' trips, and just love her sense of humor and love for everybody, her friends and all.
One of my favorite memories of Gina is when she would always, I would have her talk in her Cuban accent.
Yes.
And she just loved it, and she would talk the rest of the night in her Cuban accent when I was around, and I loved it. She's just so amazing and funny and sweet, yeah. So.
Yeah, hysterical, super fun to be around.
Gonna miss her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any message to family, anything to Fareed or
Yeah.
Cesar?
Talia.
Yes. So for Reed, we're here for you. We know this is obviously a hard time. There's a lot of love in your family and between you and all of your friends. So sorry for you and your family's loss. And Talia and Cesar, our thoughts are with you.
Yep.
Hi, Gina. I think I met you back in 2013 or 14. We were on a girls' trip to Catalina Island with about 20 women, and we were parents together at Valencia Elementary, but I never knew you. I always heard your name. I saw you walking around. I never had the pleasure of getting to know you until the morning at Catalina Island, and we had shared this huge sectional sofa, sleeping feet to feet on this gigantic sofa, and it was like a slumber party, and we woke up just being silly girls giggling, and you started going into, immediately I woke up to hearing this Cuban accent and you were in your Cuban alter ego, and I tell you, I've never laughed so hard in my life. It was the guttural laugh. It was also very comforting to me because one of my very dear friends from high school, her parents were Cuban, so it brought back so many fun memories. And then since then, you inspired me more than you will ever know, and I just want to let you know how much you inspired me. We had a going away party for your boobs the night before your mastectomy, and I will never forget, you called me 4 or 5 days after your surgery and you said, hey, let's go hiking. And I go, what? How can you hike 4 days after a major surgery? She's like, I gotta get out of here. So we went and hiked from Aliso Viejo to Top of the World with you right out of surgery. And that's when I knew, I knew before, but you were truly a remarkable woman. You found inner strength, and your strength inspires so many of us. I want to thank you. You inspired me to dream big, to visit my childhood dreams, not just settle for suburban life. So.
Sorry about that. Can we make it quick or
Okay.
do it after the speech?
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, you can just stop it.
Okay.
I was gonna,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you want to finish?
Yeah, real quick. Oh, are you gonna cut that out? Okay. I just want to thank you because you've inspired my career 2.0 and then my career 3.0. So you inspired me to go back to school to study nutrition, and then you actually inspired me to start my business that I have now. You made so many women feel like we were capable of anything. There was something in you that sparked our inner strength, and you're the biggest badass I've ever met. I love you so much, and I'm going to miss you so much.
Josie, hi everybody. I just wanted to thank you all for coming. And Grace and I, we've been putting this together for the last 2 weeks. And I just wanted to share with you, and Grace, for you, for us to share that as we've been putting this together, this event, Gina has been with us the entire time, even down to the sweater I'm wearing. I had ordered this months ago, and it came in 2 days ago, and it says Ti Amo on it, and it's Gina all the way. So we were with her at the hospital, at the very end, and we made certain promises to her, and one of them was that we were going to take care of this for her, because she was worried, because it was kind of quick, and she's just. When it was several hours before she passed, and I was sitting there with her, because I was there during the day, and she was putting her makeup on, and I'm like, she had her makeup bag right next to her hand, and I'm like, she goes, everybody wants to see me, so she's doing her mascara, and I thought, she's so me, you know what I mean? That would be, that was Gina, but then she always so beautiful, 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 beautiful. Her eyes were sparkling green, even though she was in pain, but those big green eyes were sparkling. And it was just such an honor to be there with her. And I just wanted to share that with you because she loved you all so much. She loved everybody, and she loved her work. And I feel like this is it's been a very spiritual experience for me. Just this whole entire process, if that makes any sense. It's been very sad, but I just wanted to share that with you guys, because everything that Grace and I have been doing, because she was there also, has just been very inspired by Gina.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback. She did look so beautiful, and Sasha went with me. I think Sasha's here somewhere still, and we just, you know, it was such a blessing because we were able to really share with her how many lives she had touched, and we had done a little video where about 12 people had said something, and she got to watch that and really comment on each person, and she knew the love, and she was also really peaceful. She felt like she was ready, and so that was comforting to be able to kind of feel and hear her peace that last day. And then I just wanted to say a quote that has helped me when people pass away. To live in the hearts of those left behind is not to die. And it's by Thomas Campbell. But I have never had that quote feel more appropriate than it does right now with Gina, because she is living in us. So, I know Michelle. Thank you. Thanks. And thank you all for coming.
And thank you,
Michelle,
for
getting
Hi, good morning. My name is Michelle. I'm an alcoholic. Amen. Oh, that was good. It's just, it's habit, right? But if you ever spent any time in a clinical setting with Gina, she would tell you that you are far more than your disease. If you would join me, please, in bowing our heads for a quick moment. We come here today and we thank you. We say thank you to a power much greater than I, much greater than us. We thank you for the life of Gina Tabrizy. We thank you for the impact that she's had on each of us individually and as a whole. She left this earth a better place. May she inspire all of us to do the same. Amen. I was asked to say a few words on behalf of the Tabrizy family. They want, first and foremost, to share the utmost gratitude and thankfulness for your support, your kindness, your love, and for just the overall showing up. I'll share a little bit about my experiences with Gina, although we would be here all day. I met Gina Tabrizy 17 years ago at a treatment foundation that I was in. She, what's funny is that she did a women's group on a Wednesday. And that morning, it was my first Wednesday that I had been there, and all the other clients kept saying, like, oh, don't look at her. Don't make eye contact with her. You're laughing if you've ever sat in a psychodrama with her. Okay. And I was like, okay, whatever, and in walks this woman with red hair, beautiful, stunning, with striped socks up to her knees and some boots. And I thought, well, she's not too scary. And she literally zoomed in on me. It was like a radar. Doot, 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 doot. And before I knew it, I was doing a psychodrama where I was burying my dead father. And I looked at her in the middle of it. And I said, who are you? And she said, I'm Gina, nice to meet you. And she said, I see you. And it was the first time in my life I had been seen. And I will tell you this, that this whole week I have felt such a range of emotions. And what I know is this: to be seen by Gina Tabrizy was life-changing. And all of you felt that. All of you here today, just like me, have the experience that to be seen by her and to be loved by her is something that we can carry forever. I had the opportunity to have many, many roles with Gina. She was my supervisor. She was my boss. I worked for the Tabrizy family for many years. She was my mentor. She was my friend. She was my sister. And I want to share just a little bit about, you know, I was telling Fareed this story this week. So Gina used to want me to like move, and so her and Fareed, they'd always be like, "Do you want to do kickboxing?" I'm like, "No, I don't." "Do you want to go do the 1,000 steps?" "No, I'll do about 20. I'm not doing 1,000." No. And so there was one week in particular where okay, so she did get me to do some kickboxing. So we were here at Harmony on a Friday morning in the group room, and she laces me up with all the, you know, the gloves. The gloves are bigger than my arms, and so she has the pad thing, and she's like, "Okay, now kick." And I'm like, I don't know about that. And she's like, "Hit me, hit the pad." And I'm like, I don't really want to, you know. And then I've got Fareed in the corner, you know, with his infinite wisdom. He's like, motion creates emotion. I'm like, I got enough emotion. And I just was telling Fareed this story the other day. I was dying laughing because she's like, "Come on, hit the bag, hit the bag." And I'm like, I don't want to hit the bag. But she was pushing me. She was pushing me to be uncomfortable. And she used to tell me, and she used to share with all of her clients, that in the uncomfort is where recovery lives. In the uncomfort is where you will find your growth. Get uncomfortable. Find a group of people that you can get uncomfortable with, and they will walk with you. There are a million laughs that I have shared with Gina and the Tabrizy family. I will miss endlessly calling her up. And if you didn't know, Gina's parents were from Cuba. My parents are from Spain, and we would call each other all the time. She would call me randomly, and I'd pick up the phone. I'd be like, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" And she would just say in the Cuban accent, you know, she'd say something, and I would say back to her, "You're not gonna go believe it." And we would have an entire 45-minute conversation in our parents' accents, and we would die laughing. There was one time we went to see Ellen DeGeneres, and I'll make this quick, but this is Gina to a nutshell. So I got us tickets to go see Ellen DeGeneres because I loved Ellen DeGeneres, and so did Gina. And so, you know, I told Gina, "Hey, like, okay, I'll meet you at the office at 10. So, you know, Gina, of course, arrived at like 10:45. You know, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I had to go to the gym." I'm like, "Okay." And so we made our way up to LA, and it was my understanding that we had tickets to see the show. So we go up and we wait in this god awful line, right, in the parking lot at Ellen DeGeneres, and I was so excited I can't even express how excited I was. So I'm so excited, and we get to about the front of the line. There's probably like 4 people in front of us. And then they turn and they say, "This show is sold out." And I was like, "What? We have tickets." So I'm sharing the tickets, and Gina starts making a scene. She's like, "We have tickets, we have tickets." And the guy's like, "Yeah, but it's not a guarantee." And so immediately I'm disappointed, right? And what I need to tell you is that Gina went into this like overload, like motherly load. She was like, "My friend needs to see Ellen DeGeneres. It is crucial that we see Ellen DeGeneres." And the guy was not budging. So what he ended up doing was he ended up telling her, "This is all I can do for you. I will give you tickets to a future date, but you have to come early." So we left the show that day, and I will never forget riding in her convertible, BMW with the top down, singing Beyonce at the top of our lungs, because I was devastated. And she just looked at me and she's like, kids, sometimes you gotta just make do. We're gonna have a fun day regardless. And it was another lesson that she taught me. That as long as I have people that love me and I love them, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. That's the only thing that matters, is our relationships with people. We did end up going back to see Ellen, like 2 months later. I made her be here like at 8 a.m. I was like, you got to get there at 8. So I knew at 8:30 she would pull in. We did, and she and I always laughed about this because I was in recovery for not just, substance abuse, but other things. So I made sure to pack us a lunch, because if you knew Gina, she ate every 45 minutes on the hour. It didn't matter if it was her food or your food, she ate it. She could snack all day. She was, incredibly healthy and health conscious and all that, but she ate all day long. So I packed a cooler. She ate all of her food and my food by the time 11 a.m. rolled around. And then she's like, where are we going to go to dinner? I'm like, oh my God, it's lunchtime. But we saw Ellen DeGeneres that day, and we sat in the audience, and we were like the last people to get in before the overflow. And maybe this is just something that she and I will know for certain. She saw us that day. Ellen saw us. She continued to look at us because, by the way, we were kind of obnoxious during the taping. And we were like, Ellen, we love you, and there's me, and then there's this tall redhead. It's really kind of hard to miss us, okay? And Ellen would look in our direction and just smile. And Gina would be like, oh my God, she's looking at you, say hi. And I'm like, hi. We were total fangirls. It was one of the best days of my sobriety. And I will never forget that. In the midst of all of this incredible sadness, I can tell you that there's a never-ending amount of gratitude. Gratitude for the woman that Gina is, not was. Because when you are Gina Tabrizy, you live on forever. I will carry Gina and all of her wisdom, all of her love, her support, for all of the days of my life. And every single person that I touch, I will look to carry on her legacy, because that's exactly what she was. She was bigger than any of us. She was bigger than us collectively. I have gotten hundreds of calls this week from former clients, and they all say the same thing. She changed my life. And I can tell you that as I stand here today, everything that I have in my life today is a direct result of Gina Tabrizy, God, and the 12 steps of recovery. Everything that I have. And so I believe that gratitude is an action. It's not enough to just say I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Gina. And in that, I want to say it's not just Gina. I want to say that that's Fareed as well.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you to Fareed for sharing his wife with the world. That takes unselfishness as well. And so I say that gratitude is an action. So everything I do, I will carry her legacy. It's not enough to just say that we're grateful. We have to go get into action with this. That is exactly the legacy of Gina Tabrizy. It is with action, and I'll leave you with this. I will leave you with Gina's mentors were Dorothy and Mort Satin. And Dorothy and Mort wrote a book, and they were psychodramatists. And they wrote a book called Real is Better Than Perfect. And what I know that I will carry forever is the wisdom that Gina gave me, that I am okay exactly how I am here today. Real is better than perfect. Just be you. Be unapologetically you. be authentically you, and you will share a gift with the world. Thank you. Fareed has asked Dr. Fadavi to come say a few words.
Hi, I'm Hamid Fadavi. I'm one of the old friends of Fareed and Gina. I was not prepared for that. Just a few minutes ago, they asked me to share something here. As many of you may know, today was supposed to be the celebration of her life, and Gina being present here physically with us. We planned this a few weeks ago, and when I told her about it when she was in the hospital, she didn't know about it. She was like, Fareed again did something without, talking to me. But that's how she was. She was just focused on her life, just a ball of energy who touched everybody who is here and many, many other people who are not. I used to treat her for her like sports injury related to her kickboxing a few years ago. And then I continued that, unfortunately, with her pain, which she would never ever complain of. And we had to just keep asking, are you comfortable? Are you? And the only pain she was complaining about, you may know, was pain in the ass. She was just like, can you treat that? And that's all I have to say. You all know who she was, just lots of energy, very positive look, and the view of the life that she had, and she would try to foster that to everybody around her. So we love her. As you said, she's in our hearts. So when you live in people who remain after you, then you live forever. Amen. And that's what we believe. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you. So Fareed is going to come out and just say a few words. He wants to extend some gratitude. Before we do that, I just want to say, feel free to stick around. Please, please, please eat some food. In case you didn't notice, there are Cuban pastries in there as well. She loved her pastelitos. Also, we do want to mention that if you would like to record a short video for Gina, please stick around and do so.
Thank you all very, very much for all being here. I'm 100% sure that she's looking at you right now. Love for you. Love you too. And I can't really talk much, but Gina was the love of my life for 37 years, and it will continue. I want to send my love towards her, city sweetheart. We will be always here. I'm looking after you. I want to be always with you. Never forget you. You're always in my heart, in my eyes, and everybody else as well. I love you all. Appreciate for you to come here.
Would anybody want to say anything? Feel free to stand up.
Hi, my name is Chip McAllister, and pretty much I am representing the Renaissance Club Sport. That's where Gina went every day. And as her friend said earlier, Gina is always late to everything she's ever done in her entire life. If you know Gina, you know she's a wonderful person, but she's always late. I'm not going to take much time, but I'm just going to tell you one thing that nobody at the Renaissance Club Sport who took our classes will ever forget. She would come in about, the class was only about 1 hour. She would come in with about, 30 minutes tops left. But every time Gina came in, I would shout at the top of my lungs, Gina, G! And Gina, I know you heard that. You're my little sister for life, and I love you.
Oh my. Well, I've known Gina for about 30 years. 30 years. That's a long time. Our kids kind of grew up together. We're all at Lakeshore Towers. We started there. We would do double-header classes. And Fareed next to me, spinning, sweating on me. Kickboxing classes, hot yoga classes. And I could keep going on, but Gina and her Cuban assets. Some of you know what I mean by assets. But on my way to the hospital, the night that she had passed, 6 o'clock at night, dark, doves are usually in their nests. One flew over my car. I knew he was on his way south to the hospital. I'm going to do a sidebar here. And I want to thank my sister. I call you my sister because you really are, Elizabeth. One night, she called me and she said, I need my hair washed. She's in the hospital. Beth, it's been a couple of months. When you know Gina and the hair, she would have it impeccably done every day. I knew that about her. And I said, I'll tell you what, if Elizabeth is still there, I'd like her to partner up with me. Elizabeth, what an experience we had. It was fun. What a sisterhood. We were able to pull together an area of the bathroom where we put a chair. Okay, you have 4, right? The back 2 were inside the shower. The other 2 were outside. Elizabeth was in charge of managing her in the chair with her feet and legs on top of an upside down trash can. And towels underneath her feet and her calves. And from there, I got the outside, she got the inside. Right from work, I'm there, rolled up towels underneath her neck, 4 towels around her so that she wouldn't get wet. No matter what, that was going to be inevitable, but I'm going to take it all. Did I not? I'm soaked, right? Yeah, it didn't matter. But here's the special request. Make sure it's not hot water. Make sure it's not cold water. It has to be just right. And that was a request from the doctor, her surgeons. Because if you know Gina and how lovely her hair was, it was always important to her that there will be not one hair lost during this cancer journey. And she did all that she could. We saw some of her postings. So the last part was no velocity. So it had to be a trickle. About an hour into washing her hair, the first round, the second round, it was time for the conditioner. And as I'm going through her conditioner with our hands, I'm looking at Elizabeth and I show her what's in my hand. There's hair. We had a pact that we would not share that with her. We eventually get her up out of that chair. She is wet, I'm wet, doesn't matter, we're just in it. And isn't that what God wants us to be? Yes. In it. To be. We were there with her in her most vulnerable state. We get her to the bed, we get her comfortable, warm, dry, and it's time to blow dry her hair. We had her back against the back end, but on top of towels, because her hair's soaked. We couldn't disrupt the scalp. at all. About an hour into blow drying her hair on cool, there's no warm and there's hot, it's cold air. Slowly finger through it. Didn't matter if we were there for 5 hours, didn't matter if we were there for 10 hours, didn't matter if they were for 5 minutes. We were doing it. But she was going to do her bangs. So I have a big forehead. I got my dad's face. No. I'm Cuban. It's just the way I am. So some of you probably saw some of the pictures, but if not, what an amazing thing. I was scrolling through old pictures, and there it was, along with all the other special things we did to each other. Celia Cruz, Guantanamera. If you know that song, that was one of her father's favorite songs, and whenever we'd have a party at her house, he'd have his bongos. And he was a lyricist, just like Gina. She fell right into his footsteps. She too was a lyricist through numerous poems. You've probably seen some of them, right? Her father would belt out Guantanamera, and it would go on. And he would find lyrics, and he would be, in his country, the master and would win every competition, because in between that lyric, it would be talking about the economy, the poverty, and it wasn't great things to say, because if you know that area, Havana, it's just as bad as what you can see in areas that we know right now. But because of that connection she had with her father and her mother, I whispered to her that night before I left at 8 p.m. I said, just remember, we're ready for you. Do you remember what you told your mother before she passed? They've got the party all ready for you. They've made all the meals for you. Your father's the one that's ready for you. She goes, and then she looked at me, she goes, he's here right now. Look at his cane. He started to yell at me, Beth. Well, what happened? What'd you do? She goes, you haven't finished yet. Mihai, you got to finish. So while we were there, I have Talia here, I have Cesar here, Farid here. She looked at Talia and gave a special message to her of things that she needed to do on this side of the veil. Once that was done, she looked at me. She goes, I'm done. I'm done. All is good. All is great. And she passed that morning at 1:10. To my surprise, how she looked was angelic. Her green, beautiful, big eyes were like fountains. I could see right through her. And I lost my shit. Just done. I couldn't take it, and I fell on her. Miss my soul sister. Thank you so much. Thank you. Huh?
You say that. I'm not going to say it. You say
Okay,
it.
thank you, everyone. Farid, again, wanted to thank you. Please eat some food, share some stories, and thank you, everyone, for coming.
My name is Nader. I am Farid's cousin. I have known Gina for, I would say, over 30 years, since they got married, of course. And I just want to share a few words. Just knowing Gina, knowing a lot of people were inspired by Gina's words, Gina's personality. Such a loving person, no doubt. Something about Gina I can share. I would say one of her most beautiful character of Gina was she was the most down-to-the-earth person. Her sense of humor, unbelievable. And at the same time, the wealth of knowledge she had and passed it to a lot of people, helping people. It was amazing. So I just want to say, love you, Gina. I don't say you're not here. You'll always be here. You will be in our heart. We love you, Farid. And I, along with my wife, my family, will always remember you, Gina Jan. You'll never be forgotten. We always think about you, love you, and I know there will be one day that hopefully join you and we see you again, but again in a spiritual way. You're always here with us. There's no doubt about it, and we always love you. Thank you, Juneja.
Hey Farid, this is Tim Land. I just wanted to send my deepest condolences for the loss of Gina. She was such a beautiful woman, inside and out, smart, interactive, and helped so many people in her life. It's a big loss to you and your family and the whole world, really. Anyways, take care of yourself. I'll be calling you soon, and hang in there, buddy.
Hi, Victoria here, and sending love to the Tabrizy family. I appreciate the opportunity that I had Gina in my life, her energy, her passion, what I was able to learn from her, and the way she just accepted me, and I could be really, really real with her, and I really appreciated that. And I remember I won tickets to the Gypsy Kings, and I asked her if she knew the music, and she said, "Oh my God, yes, Farid and I love them. Oh, we love them so much. Yeah, that's great." The dates didn't work out because they were already going away on a trip celebrating their anniversary, which is beautiful. The love story that Gina shared just in her being, not just with people, and well, that's not totally true. She didn't like all people. Let's get real. She did give love to her clients, but the love story of her, Farid, and her children, the love story of her family really touches my heart. And her energy, yes, she's here. She'll always be here. That music carries on. And just real quick, let's see if I can do it real quick. Oh, it's probably too long. Where's my phone? Hey Siri, play Gypsy Kings. Just a little touch of it, that's all. And I just, when I think of Gina, I can't help but think of Farid, of course, and just their love story, which obviously led to their children and their family. So I send much love to all of you. Okay.
Hi, Gina and Tabrizy family. I just want to thank you guys so much for allowing me in this space with you at such a precious time, and especially on that last day. I will so hold that in my heart forever. And I'm so grateful I got to be there with Grace and show Gina the video of all of us, like sending her love and good wishes at the Pat Kelly event. That was such a special thing, and I'm so grateful Pat was like, "You guys got to make a video for Gina." Because to get to see her experience that love and those messages that we took that day is such a perfect example of what is going to happen from this point onward, is that we will just carry her love in our hearts, and her love is such a legacy, and it was such an honor to be able to tell her, like, there's no stone left unturned when it comes to everyone knowing how much she loved all of us, and that's such a special thing. I don't think a lot of people can say that so many people know how deeply loved and affected they were by them. And I got to tell Satch that you mentioned seeing his energy there in the room with you, And he got to hold that so close in his heart too. So there's an entire community that have that incredible reciprocal love in their hearts that they know they can share onward now. And so it's just such an honor to be able to be here with you and the family and to hold space for you and carry that on.
Yeah, so beautifully said. I just echo everything that Sasha said, and that time with you in the last months actually has just been so special, and I will hold it close to my heart forever. I did want to just say on video that our initial interaction was really funny, and you know, Gina, you spoke at the Care Possible event and I was so moved. I was laughing and crying and just couldn't believe your rawness, and I went up to you afterwards and said, you're going to be my friend and you're going to be my mentor and I'm going to stalk you. And you looked at me a little like I was a little crazy, but I think you were used to crazy, so you just went with it. And then, you know, lo and behold, we became best friends, and I'm just so grateful for that. And I also wanted to mention in these last few weeks, I've also noticed something, that we know how many lives you touched, but I don't know if we know the actual degree and depth of that, because my own sister and my nieces were telling me a couple days ago that although they've never met you, because through me, they started following you and asked Gina and what have you, and they both, my niece and my sister, had gone through some really dark days in the last couple years, and they both told me yesterday that you got them through it. Now, you didn't even know them, and they had never met you, and you literally changed their lives. So the depth and degree of the people that you have touched, I think, goes so far beyond. It's like the butterfly effect. And I just thank you so much for that. And I will hold you in my heart forever. And I love you and our time together. And I will definitely stay tight with your family. Love you.
Love you.
I just wanted to say, I already said what I needed to say publicly out there, but I want to say for Gina, I want to talk to you like we would, like as friends, because you were my best friend. I love you, dude. You did good in this life. You did real good, kid. Thank you for everything that you gave me. I have a wife, I have a career, I have sobriety, I have integrity, and I have grace, and it's all because of you. I will forever miss you. I will forever miss laughing with you. I will forever miss buying you Twizzlers and Hostess donuts, even though you were super healthy. I don't know how to do this without you. I don't know how to do sobriety without you, and I don't know how to do life. But I promise to put one foot in front of the other. I promise to keep your legacy alive, and I promise to make you proud in all that I do. I want to say to Fareed, Cesar, and Talia, she loved you. She loved you endlessly. She would tell me all of the time, Fareed, how much she loved you, and you adored her. Talia and Cesar, you were the light of her eyes. She loved that you were strong. She loved that you had conviction, even if it was different than hers. And she loved everything about you. So I don't say rest in peace, I say rest in power, because that's who Gina was. Thank you.